Hi everybody, it's your friendly neighbourhood Beetle Dave here. Just a short video today with my thoughts about Paul's Glastonbury appearance last night. I must admit I didn't see it all. I only saw about an hour of it because Beetle Dave had to be up for work this morning very early after doing a 12-hour shift the day before. So like I say, I haven't seen it all. I saw roughly an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes. I think I saw it up to where he did My Valentine. Now, there's been a lot of criticism over Paul in the past couple of months, especially over his US tour. People are like saying his voice has gone and things like that. Well, nobody's forcing you to go and see him, are they? At the end of the day, if you've gone out and bought that ticket and you're a real fan, and then you're on Facebook or YouTube or whatever slagging him off, then you're probably not a real fan. And like I've said, nobody's put a gun to your head and told you to buy them tickets, have you? All you're doing is spoiling it for everybody else, right? That's that little bit over and done with, right? What I saw of Paul last night, like I said, I did only see about an hour and 10 minutes. Yes, his voice has changed over the years. That's not necessarily a bad thing. When he was doing the newer songs, from his last few albums, his voice sounded fine. To me, watching it last night, it sounded more like his microphone needed turning up slightly. But, that's just my opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion. But that is just my opinion. The songs that I heard him singing, he did do some really, really good versions. He did Junior's Farm. He did Let Me Roll It. He did 1985, My Valentine. What's the one? If you come unto me, then I come unto you. If you come unto me, then I come unto you. So, when he sang that, it sounded absolutely brilliant. But what you got to remember, people, is Paul McCartney is now 80 years old. He's got a recording career spanning 60 years, give or take a day. So when he's singing Beatles songs, he can't get the high notes, anymore. That's why he's surrounded himself with brilliant musicians, especially the bloke on the drums. I can't remember his name. The name's gone at the minute. He supplies the backing vocals, and I think when it is getting a little bit high for Paul, then he will do the high notes. I think the days have gone of, Paul doing Little Richard, which he was famous for on the Beatles, wasn't it? On some of the later Wings songs that he did, his voice sounded okay. But, come on, let's give the bloke credit. He's 80 years old. How many people of his age are still out touring? To me, what I saw of it, I thought it was good. I did think it was good. Am I biased? Yes, probably, because I'm a Beatles fanatic. But, this is my honest opinion. If I thought he wasn't up to scratch, I would say it, to be honest. I'm not scared of saying something if I think it's true. But to be honest, I think it, first, you've got to remember, he's knocking on a bit now, isn't he? Like I say, on his newer songs, his voice didn't sound that bad. But even when he was doing the Beatles stuff, and the Wing stuff, his voice didn't sound that bad. It's just got, I think it got slightly deeper. I don't know what the word is. It maybe have dropped an octave or something like that. Because instead of going, instead of going, oh, like that, and then goes, oh, like that, But you've got to remember, he's 80 years old, folks, How many people, a lot of people don't even go to work when they're 80 years old, do they? Let alone on a tour and things like that. So on the American tour, I can't say anything because I haven't seen anything about it. All I will say is, people, please leave, don't go by all the negative criticism. If you want to go and see Paul, by all means, go out and see him. Like I said, nobody's forcing you to go and see him. I'm quite happy with what I saw on the TV last night. Like I say, I think his microphone could have done with being a little bit louder. But, that is just how it appeared to me on my TV. And I was getting a bit tired. But, yeah, so I think he has still got it. But you've got to remember, the Paul McCartney you go and see now, if you're paying out your money to go and see him live, is not the Paul McCartney of the 60s, 70s, or even of the 90s. He has matured with age. So you've got to remember, everybody's voice changes. as they get older, you know, your voice isn't the same as what it was when you was 10 years old, is it? And if you're in your 50s or 60s, or 40s, 50s and 60s, it's not the same as, your voice is not the same as it was in your teenage years and your 20s, is it? You know, so, you know, don't knock the bloke. He's still out there. You know, you are the same people that if he never toured again, it'd be like saying, oh my God, you know what? Why aren't you touring? Blah, 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 blah. You know, give the guy a break. Please, just give the guy a break. So my opinions on the bits that I saw of Paul last night, I thought he was brilliant. I actually did think he was brilliant. Some people say you're biased, Dave, because you're a Beatles fan. Probably am. And, you know, as some of you know, I am actually a very, very, very distant relative of Paul McCartney. Don't know how true that is or not, but, you know, I'm his second cousin 9 times removed or something like that. But I don't like seeing somebody going out there, giving it their all, because he did give it his all last night from what I saw, and then being slagged off for it. Now, I'm not saying that anybody slagged him off yesterday. The reviews I've read so far on Facebook and, you know, that sort of thing, have actually been very good, saying, you know, he's probably one of the best acts they've ever had at Glastonbury. You know, he's the oldest act they've ever had, isn't he? There. You know, the American thing, I don't know. I think some people just want to moan for the sake of moaning. This is not a video about me moaning, by the way. I just think, you know, give Paul credit for what he's doing, and let's all be glad that he's still doing it, and let's hope that he continues to do it for many, many years to come, because when he's gone, we'll all be, you know, a lot sadder, and the world will be a lot worse a place, won't it? So why is here? Enjoy him. If you want to go out and see him live, by all means go out and see him live. If you don't want to go and see him live, don't go and see him live. You've still got the records, haven't you? You know, it's like anything nowadays. It's like, I've got, changing the subject a little bit, but you will understand what I'm saying now. I got the other day a big box set of Adam and the Ants' King's Wild Frontier. That remastered album, remastered CD, blah, 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 blah. But there is some live tracks on that. Now, if you watch the live DVD, Adam Ant, even in the 80s, doesn't sound anything like what he does on the record. So just bear that in mind. You know, if you go and see a live show, you're seeing somebody sing live. You haven't got all this wizardry and trickery that they put on. I mean, you know, you've got things that you can put on your computer now and you can sing completely out of tune. But, you know, if you run the right program through your laptops and stuff, it'll make you sound like your Mario Lanza, for those of you who can remember that, or Freddie Mercury, or, you know, somebody like that. So, yeah, I think he did brilliant. Thank you, Paul. Long may you keep on doing what you're doing. Don't listen to the critics, mate. You know, you know, at the end of the day, you're Paul McCartney. You're a living legend. That's all that I'm going to say today, folks. So, as always, just a short one. I just thought I'd got to say something, because not necessarily about last night, but I'm saying it because I watched the Glastonbury thing last night. But over the past few weeks, I've been seeing people saying things about Paul's voice has gone and everything. It hasn't gone. It's changed with age. That's all you've got to remember. And everybody changes with age, don't you? You lose your hair, go grey, you get a beer belly on you, or whatever, you know, and your voice changes, and, you know, you start getting hairs where you don't really want hairs growing and things like that. So on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you, folks. As always, don't know how you can see my records. Love your records, cherish your records, above all play your records. So I hope that's, it might sound like I've been moaning. I haven't been moaning, but I've actually been sticking up for, you know, the one and only Sir Paul McCartney. So until the next time, it's Beatle Dave wishing you all love, peace and happiness, and I'll see you very, very soon.